It is becoming an all too common trend. Jewish communities here in New York City and around the world on edge. This time it's because of an attack on a group of pro-Israel demonstrators in Colorado.
Officials in Boulder call it an act of terrorism. They say this 45-year-old man used a makeshift flamethrower on the crowd of people. Allegedly, he was heard yelling "Free Palestine" at the time. 8 people were burned, rushed to the hospital.
And we have team coverage this morning. Eyewitness News reporter Phil Taitt is covering security precautions here in New York City. But we begin with ABC's Mola Lenghi with the latest on the investigation.
Well, hey, good morning. Witnesses describing just a horrifying scene here at this outdoor pedestrian mall in Boulder. People being set on fire. The FBI now investigating this as a potential targeted act of terrorism. Officers rushing to the scene here in Boulder around 1:30 Sunday afternoon after receiving calls of people being set on fire as a group of peaceful demonstrators here at the outdoor mall were raising awareness for the remaining Israeli hostages in Gaza. Police say a man armed with a makeshift flamethrower allegedly throwing incendiary devices into the crowd. Witnesses say he yelled "Free Palestine" during the attack. 8 people between the ages of 52 and 88 injured. 2 airlifted to burn centers, 1 in critical condition. And a source telling ABC News one of the victims is apparently a female Holocaust survivor. A video showing the suspect, according to an official briefed on the situation, holding what appears to be Molotov cocktails in front of a patch of burning grass, screaming at the crowd before finally being taken down by police. Authorities identifying 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Solomon as the suspect apprehended on scene. And now we are learning that he was in the U.S. illegally, according to an official at the Department of Homeland Security. That suspect being held on a $10 million bond at the Boulder County Jail. Charlene, Michelle, Brittany.
All right, Mola, we appreciate it. Thank you. Back here at home, the NYPD says that it is once again increasing its presence at synagogues and other religious sites throughout New York City.
Same heightened security measures following the murders of 2 Israeli embassy workers in Washington just a couple of weeks ago. Eyewitness News reporter Phil Taitt continues our coverage. Good morning, Phil.
Yeah, Michelle, good morning. And the NYPD is responsible for the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. Now, out of an abundance of caution, the NYPD is bolstering up security following these anti-Semitic attacks, as we've seen in recent weeks, but just yesterday in Boulder, Colorado. Now, this is the look. Let's get straight to some video that we'll see across the boroughs outside of places like here at the Israeli consulate, synagogues, and cultural centers. They'll ensure the safety of those that occupy these spaces after yesterday's act of terror, according to authorities. Now, this was the look outside of various of these places just 2 weeks ago following the fatal incident in our nation's capital. And that's as the department works with federal partners to ensure there are no credible threats and send a strong message. Now, just last month, the NYPD had issued a bulletin to law enforcement agencies warning, quote, that Jewish people and institutions continue to be the target of violent assaults, harassment, intimidation, hate crimes, and threats, especially since the onset of the Israel-Hamas war. Now, the NYPD had released this statement saying, quote, we're monitoring the horrific attack in Colorado, targeting an event for Israeli hostages. The NYPD has already increased our presence at religious sites throughout New York City for Shabbat with high visibility patrols and heavy weapons teams. We'll continue to track this closely. Now, yesterday's violence has prompted a flurry of reaction from local, state, as well as world leaders, from Mayor Adams calling this incident vile to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praying for all of the wounded and for a speedy recovery. We are live on the east side this morning. I'm Phil Taitt, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.